All right, all right. Hello, everybody. I'm the Caretographer, and welcome to my stream. We're gonna be. Ow, Harry! Not the time. I'm doing my intro. We're gonna be getting back to work on Mike's World. Which, oh my God! He really is excited. He has his rainbow ball and he wants me to throw it. Bring it to me and I'll throw it. He likes fetch. Um, Bring it to me, Harry. I'll throw it for you. Come here. You gotta get it. So, anyways, we're getting back on the grind here. Working on Dungeon Alchemist, my preferred program of choice these days. It honestly it does the most for me. I can do big, small, custom, automated. I get like all the options that I want as an artist to kind of go to work. So, without further ado, let's get my world up. Harry, my hairy baby. So I was really excited to hear that this map that I'm working on is actually one of the oldest maps in D&D history. It comes from like way back to like AD&D, like before AD&D. It's like D&D. So yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like a cool little history project that I'm working on now at this rate. Wow, the difference when you can see the topography is crazy. Let's throw some bushes up there. Let's see. So the trees are as small as they go. Well, I guess not. These trees can go so tiny. Look at how tiny that is. I think a few less stumps. A few more trees. Try to get some clusters going. I'm gonna leave this as kind of like a path. Path, clearing. Path, continue. And then as we get further up the mountain here, Look at some darker trees. I like how dense this one is, and I don't like how undense the other side is. So I'm just trying to emulate that on both sides. Looking better. Okay. We dig it. We're going to wait on this entire edge. We're just going to wait. And pause. And we're just going to go south. So let's get our overlay up. And we'll move on. Oh, I do need to touch up swamp. Do I have any shrubs out here yet? No, I don't even have any shrubs out here yet. Some dead stuff on the ground. What else do we want? I guess we should probably decorate this out here. Let's go get ourselves some bushes, yeah. We'll get some bushes today. And I get some bushes for you, my friend. And there's some bushes for me too. Oh no, yeah. I should get my stream manager up so I can be like a good little stream daddy. Cause right now I'm not engaging with the community. I did this yesterday. I'm just like, I get enveloped in my work where I'm just like, it's good to be back. It's good to be working. It's good to be a person, mostly, not entirely. We're still working on that, but you know, such is life. Give me one moment, as I just kind of like, I'm just like getting going. I just want to get in the groove here. Start clicking, you know, get some clicks in. Got my exercise in today, feeling good. I need some ferns. Some fern gully. Fern gully. Zoop. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Random ferns in the swamp now. I got some random ferns now. Oh yeah, we're randomizing. Ooh, all our ferns, yeah. Put a couple in the water. It's probably a good little tricky trick. Just a couple in the water just to give it some more. And I don't think I'll go throw some grass in. See some tall grass. And that might not be like the best fern placement, as ferns normally don't grow like that close to water. They're normally like in like little glades, like little flats that are moist but not. But from way up here, you're not gonna see it. It's just color. Grass. I'm gonna say it's so small we can't see it. There we go. So what I'm trying to do here is I kind of just like, I've been like clustering. So like if I see a lily, I'll kind of throw some more green over by the lily. And then like conversely, like when I get to like a puddle next to it, I'll just throw like a random. Why? I don't know. Is this what my eyes see? Is this what I decided arbitrarily in the moment as a designer? And like this is how we do it. You know, you just make a decision, and you find out if your decision's good or bad, real quick. You're just like, this looks like trash. But yeah, like I said, it's so small you can't even notice it. This is all just like frilly side work. This is just in case you put it on Owlbear and you're like, shoot, we're playing. You know, like get in here. The pixels are there, baby. All right, where's my phone? Schwangel. I gotta get some on those little islands. I just saw it. My eye went right to it. I saw right here. I saw only brown, and I hate that. Schoolman, get in here. It's just a little touch. Just a little touch. Just a little touch of love. Okay, so we're going south. We're getting overlay. We're gonna get into this right here. We just finished our swamp. I gotta zoom in. Remember, zoom in. Save, zoom in every time I do this. It always takes Dungeon Alchemist a hot minute to switch through any automated function. Hey there, looks like we had another one join in. Bear with me as we await the processing power. Supposedly, if you have a toaster and DA normally melts your computer, this isn't an issue, but here I am with a decent medium range rig waiting 3 to 5 minutes for my overlay feature to come on. You know, like I think that's definitely like one of the things I've prided myself on in my age is the ability to know when I'm right. Like in the sense of like having the confidence to know like how something makes me feel the way I feel. You know, like something that's like beholden to my opinion. You know, trace overlay. There we go. A lot of times, like in my younger days, I would question my own, you know, emotions about things and, oh, do I really feel this way? Is this an okay feeling to have? And it's like, no, like your feelings are your own and you're entitled to them. And respect them. Let's see. Our overlay up. Bada bing, let's go. Getting into it. So 25, 50, there we go. Flatten the room height is our 50, our cheat code. Da-do-doo. Oh, we gotta delete the room underneath. Oh, da, na, 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 na. I believe this is all going to be down flatlands too, so we got like these big valleys, ups and downs. This is just, I don't know. It's just, this is the thematics of fantasy, you know. You've played so many games with minimal amounts of visual aids, and you just give somebody some topography and some trees to look at, and it's like, yeah, I want to play more fantasy, dude. Like I'm definitely a huge proponent in like a little bit of extra visual aid and preparation goes a long way. I definitely don't think like we we play Dungeons and Dragons because it isn't a video game. Therefore, we shouldn't try to make Dungeons and Dragons into a video game because that's not why we play it, right? However, a little spice, a little sauce, a little fairy dust is just can be epic. And I honestly think it's like it's mostly just playing off of senses, you know. So um, you can hear things and you can see things when you're online. So as long as like those two things are being stimulated, like some ambient music, some battle music, something to kind of pump the tenacity or the tension, or maybe like pull on some heartstrings, some super dramatic music with some highs and lows, right? Um, and honestly, like on that, right? So I've definitely noticed myself as I have some musical background and some other people that I've role played with. Like when you have a dramatic track that goes up and down and you put it on while somebody's like spilling their heart out on the role play canvas, like you just start getting into the beat of the music and your words are almost start like pouring out like poetry over the song, and like when it gets low you get really low with your emotions, and then when it gets high you're you know, like it makes it so juicy. It's so fun, you know. So and like the same thing with the visual aid, like if there's nothing there, it's really hard for people to kind of sit there and do full theater of mind. If you give them just a little bit, I'm talking like X's and O's. I'm talking, you know, just enough to oh, undo that. I'm talking like just enough to just to see something, you know, just enough to perceive the room. So you're not saying like, oh, like several DMs have just like they try to full describe rooms. I'm like, all right, good on you for trying to do full theater of mind, but like, man, some rooms just are not able to be described in that manner or fashion. So I believe this comes down. Let's see what we're doing here. Oh, we are not nearly low enough. Smaller brush, come in here with this massive thing. Alright, beautiful. Getting those woods right on the cusp there. I like waiting to do my smooth brush because I like doing it all at once almost. And here we gotta get that colossal brush again. Boom, because this is all freaking down and in it. I might even go lower for this because I can. So I remembered I don't need to flatten 2-room height because I made these with the old quick tip from Mac there. You just put a room on where you want to be universal and flat, and then you delete the room, and then the topography is then terraformed to the level that you have your room height at. So that's why I had it was twofold. You see how I have the squares? No, you don't see how I have the squares. Because I did this yesterday. Such a fool. Here we go. So you see how I have these squares? Each one of these squares is kind of like is a quadrant of the map. So not only was I flattening the map so I have a baseline to go off of, I went in the middle so I can go up and I can go down from the middle. But also like I can see where each quadrant is, and I've kind of just been working quadrant to quadrant at this rate here. So let's see, 50. No, just smooth this all. Bigger brush. Soft or smooth. And just a good trick when you're over the top like this. When DA kind of auto features on the topography here, if the slope isn't like 45 degrees or lighter, then you don't really, it'll put it'll think it's like a rock face, like a sheer face, so it'll put rock on it. You see this gray here, and then conversely, if it is smooth enough, then they'll put it'll warp in the grass. So it's like a good way to see, like when you're looking over the top here, kind of just to check on how smooth the angles are. And you if you look up on some other spots, I definitely kind of ignored that concept and just decided that I wanted like right here, like you just take this cliff, paint it green, done. You know, it makes it look a bit sharper, which it can like it to a certain extent. There we are. Smooth it. Super soft, super soft, super soft, super smooth, super soft, super soft, super soft, super soft. Ooh baby, ooh, ooh yeah, oh yeah. Come down here with a super big one. And we're smoothing. Talking about a smoothie. Here we go. Yeah, so I figure I just like bang out like, you know, a couple hours today and just kind of, I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to burn my working arm out. Still in recovery mode, so like 3 hours a day depending how good I feel. And as always, I don't stream on the weekends, so this is right now. So right now I've done all my topography work, and as a designer, as a map maker, this is when I say first layer is done. Now I need to check my layer. I need to check groundwork. So I would like to shut this layer off. I hope it's not going to take 3 to 5 minutes to do that. I'm looking underneath, and I can pretty much see it rather well. It looks like it's everything I want it to be. Here we got a little terrace. We got a little slope. Perfect. Let's go back and flatten the room height. So I guess I will concede that, like, if you make the effort to kind of come in and look up close or against the angle of your overlay, your trace overlay, you can almost look past it to an extent. Alright, let's see. 25, 50, 75, 100. Just gonna raise up nice and easy here. Let's actually go over the top so we know around the lines. Bulge it up, and then hit it with a smooth brush and hit it with a whole bunch of trees, and you won't even notice a difference. And this is going to be a little less traveled of a wood, so I think we're going to make it a bit denser. As, you know, forest and nature kind of thrives a bit more when the humans ain't around, right? You know what? So let's do a couple things. We're gonna throw a couple of hills here. Water. Let's get this water in. Nice. Let's I want to try this. I want to see what happens when I do this for my rocky badland. Ooh, there's some progress in the brush. Skipping along. Well, it's still skipping a little bit. It's just because it's such a big brush, it paints more, so the skip isn't as noticeable. And I think it's important to realize, like, in life and in our hobbies and in our work, it is very much okay to discuss how things can be better. And it's not necessarily a knock or a negative. I love this program. I have a lot of fun with this program, and I use it for my career. Like, it's everything to me, right? I still think there's a whole bunch of things that could be better, and that's what the devs are doing. They're working their little butts off trying to make this program as best as it can possibly be. And we love that, right? So never shy away from critique. It is good. Advice, it can be taken or left, but it is always good. So yeah, yet again, just cutting in with my trees where I need them to be. I think I'm gonna shut this off to go smooth mode. I know these are trees. Oh, just all right, ready? So save my work. Always save before you do things. It's just good practice as a designer, because the opposite is horrible. Like doing 2-3 hours of work, especially if it's commission work, because like I can't rightfully charge somebody 3 hours for work that doesn't exist, right? I'm not in that business. I don't work in that field. This isn't freaking Walmart, second thing, when you do crazy things like that, zoom in. Oh, it goes so fast when you zoom in. I gotta start doing that more. Like I know and it brings me back to zoom in too. I know these tips. It's been a while. I've had a few months off for recovery from my surgery, so I'm getting back in the saddle, baby. Getting back in the saddle. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. It's a perfect little mountain. It's freaking perfect, and it looks cute as all hell. I think I'm honestly this is like my new favorite format. All of a sudden, I'm like, dang, it's really fun making these cute little macro topographies. It looks fun. You want it reminds me of like playing like Total War. If you've ever played any of the Total War franchises, I think this hill's going to be a hill. It's only 100 feet high. It's nothing crazy. Hey. Nice, nice. And let me flatten terrain height. This can be rigid. That's fine. Beautiful, beautiful. No matter what you say. Let's get some smoothie brush over here. Yeah. Smooth it up. Smooth it up. Boop, bop. Zoom. Oh, what's up, Fiat? This is Dungeon Alchemist, my friend. This has been the majority of my content still to this day. Even after all those Dungeons and Dragons prepping streams I did, which I still will do more. The hotline exists. I'm working on a commission today. So when duty calls, you know, oh no, flatten the room height. When I have the work, I like to work, right? So I'll go back to prepping when I have free time. How you doing today, Fiat? I like this kind of just being like scattery like it is. Grass and dirt. I think I want more of that over here. Yeah, Rocky Badlands, let's go. Would like to just get those rocks. Yeah, super light, super light. Rocky Badland. What are types of things that would exist in a Rocky Badland? It's like some random rocks. Some random rock formations. No matter what you do, the grass thing is like it's fuego. It's a cannon. Water, rockiness. We could just add trees, and we can just be done with this until I decide what I want to do with with the Rocky Badlands. That, like the rivers, I'm kind of just like, I want to just, so like, for example, I knew I wanted to use these soft rocks here and nowhere else, because I have limited options. So like these rocks, these dark rocks are mountain rocks. These flat rocks, I call them water rocks. These are my low rocks. So I have low rocks, I have high rocks. Do I want to switch these? I don't know. The bright ones might look better up here. Let's check. Just doing like a quick brushing. Yeah, I already don't like it. You want to know why? Because my eyes see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Negative. Up here, it does look good. I'm not going to say it looks bad, but this looks bad down here. So we're going to undo. Go back to what we were doing. And, like, this is what I meant. Sometimes, as a designer, you just make an arbitrary decision. I said, I want these rocks here. I want these rocks here. Just because. And then I go and double check it and, like, see if I made the right choice. I did. You know, so sometimes we do. Sometimes we just got it. Oh, yeah. No. Tell me, do you got it? Alright, just gonna try and put some of these dark green ones along the upper ridge. As such, get some clusters. Don't forget clusters. There we go. Pair here. I'm gonna come in with some of these light greens to fill the void. And it's okay if we have a couple little cracks. I think I intend to put like some bushes along the edge. Trim the edge of this with some bush. Not much up around the top. I want to leave this mostly dense forest, as I said. But you see the difference is like you come over here, and I intentionally like open this up a little bit, as there's a path that might run over to here. There's some trees that have been chopped. I like that better. It's kind of like an entrance or an opening. Like while I'm talking about it, let's just like throw some. Crank it up. Ooh, yeah. Crank it up and make a path now. Now come back with the green. Wow. I'm trying to make it really skinny so it's not that noticeable. Okay. Well, mushrooms on the path. That last one didn't do me good. Yeah, nice. Stormy, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. We're in a singing mood today. I'm just like kind of just jamming, doing my thing. Let's check trees. Might be high time to add a different kind of tree. Is anybody familiar with the hazel tree? Stormy? There's a few more of the dark green, so I'm not doing so much bright green. Just trying to add some complexion, some texture, and complexion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. As he said, it leaves just like some gaps for bushes. Except for on the top, of course. Fill that up. Thanks, Stormy. Yeah, let me give you a couple side shots so you can kind of get like the 3D vibe to it. But honestly, like I was really impressed at how well DA is handling this scale and this format. And I was saying just before you got on, I was like, this is like my new favorite way to Dungeon Alchemist. I'm having a blast. Sneaking some mushrooms in. See if they'll pop up. There we go. Nice. Hey, Miss Necro, you're back. Yeah, I know my computer's fairly strong. Like it's I got a 1660 Ti and a Ryzen 4 processor. Like I got some meaty stuff in there. I just think, as always, like not everything is always fully optimized to the T. You know, there's things that are getting better with this program, but like, dude, doesn't that look so good? With the valleys, I will concede the mountains from this angle don't look the best. And some things like this, I can't get the shape I want unless I leave it all wonky, but when you're looking in top down, even with topography, it looks fine. You know, so like that, like here, the castle looks really bad from any angle but top down, right? So some of the stuff, just because of the scale, like look at how cute this looks. The little cave. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, let the hags win. I do need to come back and finish and fix this. But again, I was waiting because I'm going to probably blow it up a little bit. So I'm waiting to do that as... waiting to do that as... Again, when I do the next tile over, I'll do it all together. Okay, got a couple more people joining in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a good day. I'm feeling good today. I'm light and bubbly. I'm singing. I'd be dancing if it didn't hurt my body, but we're working on that, so that's why I'm feeling good. So what I'm trying to do, again, the same concept with the rocks, is I'm trying to just give some color denotation between assets and areas. So up north, we have the map turned into kind of like just bright green tree clumps. And then down south, I think it's going to be a mixture of these hazel trees mixed in. In the middle, we get all these mountains, so it's a very flush mix of different types of trees. And then I think as I get over closer to the volcanic region, I'll use these brown trees, the maple trees. Let's see, Stormy. If the hags succeed, they most likely will break from the main campaign until Dungeon Alchemist updates. I really want to use the magic updates for the hag lag. You know, and I'm not even going to disagree because I'm literally in the same exact boat with my campaign. I'm like finding as much work and as many distractions as I can so that I can not do Daggerford prep. because I'm like, I don't want to do all this Daggerford stuff until it's on the updated DA. Like, I just don't want to. Because it's not going to be a fully start-finish project. It's going to be something that I keep touching and going back into and yada yada. And I just know there's so much cool stuff coming that I'm excited and yada yada, you know, so... let's see, we're coming up on an hour here. I don't know what I want to do with these rocky badlands. Yeah, these are bad because they're not the style that I want. There you go. Got some bushes. And like the other thing is like I'm just like thoroughly convinced it's just Dungeon Alchemist doing all the work for me, you know, like I place all these assets, but then it's like I'm just set up for success. I just like all I did was just place these assets. I'm too humble in my own abilities, but it's really what it feels like. I'm just like, oh, like I just made the trees small. It's the trees that are doing the work. Oh, mushroom palette. Do the bright fern. You haven't done it yet. Let's not do it too small. Kind of just like trim up these glades. And keep it away from the dirt. Yeah, I kind of like it's like the Badlands have swept up into it a bit. The bear relations. They named the bear relation. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. It took me a second. I'm normally pretty slow with that stuff, Stormy. Stretches through wilderness maps 10 and 14. It's a mysterious badlands of twisted and blasted stone. You're still putting a lot of effort into this. Yeah, I know, I definitely am. Like, I always do. And it's like, I guess that's another thing that I struggle with is like putting the pen down. Like, I want to just make everything look so damn good. I want to just keep working on it until it's perfect. But like, you can't always do that. You know, that doesn't always translate to the customer very well, so. But man, doesn't it make you want to like take like a couple platoons and walk them through the hills? I guess this is a good time to maybe go ask my... Or I guess I can maybe just try a Google. Here, why don't I just I'll get this ready, this portion ready. And I can still see that line there, hey? Right here. Right on the edge of the forest. Like, you can't see it, but I can see it. Maybe you can see it. And like so like other things that I want to go back on when I'm doing like the whole map. So again, like layers, this idea or concept of layers. um is like so like the floodlands of the river, the rocky badlands. I kind of want to stylize them all together. So whether that be kind of playing with the elevation of underneath the water to get a different look, which I think I need to reserve for lakes, that deep water look. Whether that be you putting like a dark underline in the water, you know, like whatever the theme is. Like I have an idea for, again, I probably should have zoomed in here a little bit, but oh well. If I put like a little bit of steam like here and here, like maybe it would look like two waterfalls from this top down perspective. So I want to try that. The last map I made, I was able to do a waterfall-esque look with some spiky jagged rocks on the edge of the map, and then just a whole bunch of steam and wisp clouds right up on the edge. And it worked perfectly. It looked exactly like you'd want it to look for a waterfall, just without the down water. So here we are, just waiting for the process. Those wheels are turning. We're just waiting for the process. Come on now. All I'm doing is deleting the room now. Come on now. The Imperial Palace for Hysteria is going to be 2 maps big, each map measuring 82 by 99. That's a feasible size. I like that. Anything like over 100 tiles gets really, really big. Anything just around 100 tiles is like a feasible large map. Like feasible in the sense of like you can do a 100 map, but like just don't throw animations on it. Like you could do like maybe a couple animated items. But like any like visual effect, like just don't even bother, because it's just gonna clunkify the shite out of your code, and it's gonna make your file size freaking colossal that you won't even be able to bring it anywhere. Ran into that a few times. Yeah, also very much that. Like if you're gonna do a big map, then like commit it to being macro a bit. You know, like you don't need to have every napkin and fork in the pantry, right? Alright, so again, new trick, save, file, save. Ugh. And it's honestly, that's like the large reason why I accepted this project that I'm working on here. Is I was like, oh, like, are there towns? Are there cities? Are there, encampments? And the dude's like, no, it's all wilderness. And I'm like, what? He said, there's one castle. And so you saw, made my cute little castle. Now, making one of those is not a big deal. It's like a cute little 30-minute project for a creator like us, right, Storm? Making several of those for an entire world map is like insane. We can't copy paste assets on DA yet, so like I can't just like have a universal castle shape that I just go boop 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 boop. No, I had to freaking shrink down like 12 walls and 4 pillars and like a bunch of stairs, and I'll zoom in so you can see the specifics on how I did it. I didn't show it that well. Alright, come on, I'm just saving it. And it's blowing up my computer. Like, this is not me. I always feel like if you give it a little extra push, though, it'll either say, "Oh, do you sure you want to do this?" and give you the cancel thing, and then you just say, "No, wait," and then it works. I don't know. It's like your MacGyver. It's like the Fonzie slapping the fridge. It's just like my trick to make me think it's working better. I don't think it's. I don't think it actually does. All right, all right. When all you want to do is save your game, there we go. And I'm gonna save it again because I'm zooming in. So zoom in, as always. Click your overlay button. Baja bing. Goes uber duper fast. And then watch. We go right back to here. We're gonna file. We're gonna save again. Because things go faster. And look at how fast that was. I gotta remember this every time, dude. Anytime you do anything important in DA, save. Go to auto wall. Go to train. Go to lighting. Go to effects. Go to overlays. Like anything. Zoom in all the freaking way, dude. And then also, conversely, whatever is the last save, or I guess additionally, I should say, whatever the last save is when you log out. So I just saved like this, and I'm gonna exit. When I bring DA back up after my 5-minute break here, it'll be that map. So I think the speed should be like to open that up. It's a really big map that normally takes a bit to open up, but the zoom in thing, we're gonna test it. We're gonna test it together right now. I'm gonna head us up to the lobby, my little office here. Hang out, enjoy some of my artwork. I'll put some more music on for us as I step away for but a moment. Alright, alright, alright. Let's jam. Let's do a throwback. Love this one. It's very much my vibe, my aesthetic. Woo! My body's starting to cool down a bit after my workout. Alright, so now the test. Let's test it. Booting up. That was quick, right? It wasn't where I was zoomed, I don't think. Or maybe it was. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, let's do it. Let's get to work. Boom. We're at room height. So let's go, let's get our flattened brush. Soup it up. 25, 50. Whoa. Yeah, we finally get into the ice flow. Let's see, going down here. Let's check. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just doing the topographic thing to me. Where it flips the angles. Hey, that looks like we had another one join in the channel. What's going on? Hope you're having a good day. We're just rock and roll over here on the Caretographer stream. Making some maps. Feeling good about ourselves. Some positive energy today. Dun, 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 dun. And again, this needs to be like average, just kind of there, because I'm gonna go back over the top as I always do. Whoa. I think that's okay because water. Na, 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 na. Let's take a look from the side. Jambit, what's going on, my friend? Too confined? How do you mean too confined? Let's talk about it. I'm gonna have to go off tracer so I can actually read this properly because I can't read these numbers. It's 25, 25, 50, 75. There's no, I've noticed a trend where it's like it's either. Let me bring this over. Do the 25s. And then we'll cut back around them. Because it was really easy to cut through these with the small brush. They're a perfect size. And these mountains are 25, 50s. And then flatten the room height. Because OP design choices by yours truly. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. And back to flatten that terrain. I'll cut through here. Oh, undo that. Made a whoopsie. There we go. Perfect. Pretty dang close to perfect. Likewise. Let's try and trim this just to get that little peninsula look. Yup. Na 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 na. Let's bring a 25 over. Let's get trimming that back because I got enough space to work with here, it looks like. Go for that. Flatten room height. Let's peak up here. Let's peak here. And as best as we can. Real quick right through it. Bada bang! Yes! Rock and roll. Let's see. Am I flattened? Yeah, let's trim here. Let's see. This line and over. I guess we can try and come from here. It's so freaking dense in here. It's like the hardest thing for me. Trying to use these terraces that I was left with. Let's see, bring this over. Bring this back over. So did I cut that with water? I don't think I did. Yeah, that's mountain edge. Let's give ourselves some of that. Just to kind of help the slope a bit. We're gonna have to redo that. And portions of this. Slope, 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 slope. Um, I'll just put some rock outcroppings on this. Stick some rocks on it. Okay, let's smooth it. We're gonna zoom in. We're gonna go overlays. Oh, nice, and load time showed up. Trying way too hard to make something that was designed for Dragon Ball Z to fit into D&D. Oh, you know what? I did it again. My ADD brain. Just gotta switch my capture. That's it. Professional streamer over here. Just let me switch my capture. What you'd have in order to be balanced is a level 1 character stories all overall concept of the race. I mean, I found in that case, Jambit, the best case scenario is to create an ability or a feature that scales off of another thing. So it could either be your proficiency score, which is a great one, which is like a very small scaling. It could be by your level. And or the other option is it could be flat plus a modifier. So modifiers are like your smallest scale because you'll get +1 to 5 over the course of like a whole campaign when you get to score 20 if you ever go that far. Proficiency is like twice that, and then double that again for like level 1 to 20. Well, I guess the concept, what I would say is the difficult part here, especially with like level 1s and stuff, is like Saiyans or just the Dragon Ball Z universe is a very powerful universe. Like the difference between a commoner and any type of Saiyan is insurmountable. It's like power level 9,000, right? The difference between a level 1 adventurer and a commoner isn't that big of a difference. There's definitely a difference. We're above average people. We have skills, we have some features that other people that are untrained don't have. But like as far as like our HP totals at level 1, our statistics at level 1, we're fairly close. Most races. So oh yeah, for sure. Come hop over into Lore Masters. One moment. Remove is what I was doing. Yeah, Lo, that's kind of where I've been trying to change as a dungeon master, is to not like power scale my game out of Oblivion. As I did that last time, and it's not a bad thing because I, as the DM, can always scale past that. But what I started running into was like, hey, like I need to scale things so far that it's now like breaking my own game and my own thematic, where people are like, well, is that even a mechanic that exists? And I'm like, well, no, I just like made up some cool new stuff, you know, because like the level 20 stuff wasn't working, you know, like I just added some things, you know, I made some lair actions and did some cool stuff, right? Was all of it like, you know, to the book or like maybe factual scientifically? No, we're playing fantasy. I don't care. Like, so it's definitely where I'm gonna try and change some of my efforts next time around. is to just try and keep the scale in somewhere feasible so that I can stay within raw parameters, you know? Not to say I don't want to, I'm gonna ignore homebrew and not do stuff like that. Definitely not to say that, but more or less to say I'm not going to like just like unknowingly power scale my game. You know, like I didn't realize what I was doing until I got way too deep, and I was like, I can't even kill them. Like I can't even threaten their existence. They don't even feel worried in an encounter. You know, like they're just like doing their own, and it's like it was a good thing. Like I always stand by. You want your party to feel overpowered, but like when I, as the dungeon master, am running out of options and techniques to threaten you, I'm like dang. I'm very much in the ballpark of Matt Mercer's sentiment of the rules are important until they're not. We're here to have fun, so we're gonna play by the rules up until those rules prevent us from having fun. So I'm definitely rules as interpreted with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna let my caster use a bonus action spell because they interpreted the rule poorly. Like, no, casters are strong enough. You don't need special gimmicks. You know, but like if a fighter wanted to attack a certain like body part to, you know, target something, like I'd let them do that. You know, like I would let a caster maybe cast a spell on a barrel on the side of the map, you know, to blow something up and have a building collapse, right? You know, like there's ways that you can incorporate more of a raw interpretation to being the rule of cool. It doesn't always have to be like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Here's a great example. A mistake that I won't ever do again is allowing people with shape water to break locks. Just don't do it. It's not what that spell is intended to do. I know that if you put water inside something and freeze it, it will change the integrity of it. But when you allow them to do that with a cantrip, now you have a sorcerer that can open any door and any lock unless you start doing magical locks, unless you start doing multiple locks, unless you start just making it really redundant. And it's just takes it out of the ballpark of what's okay for that spell. I don't like allowing things to do things when there's already something that does that. If there isn't something that does that, let's talk about it. You know, let's figure it out. Yeah, 100% Jambit. That's what the channel's for. Brennan definitely wilds out a little bit more than I wild out. I try to keep things a little bit more kosher. But like in that sense, like I just had a campaign where like I had this aberrant dragon who is spitting out elder spawns, and like mind flayers were like popping all over the desert, and like my players had all these wicked powerful fucking legendary items that aren't even like in raw. So it's like I say that, but like it's like I'm kind of like on both sides. I just feel like with the hindsight and experience that I have from power scaling myself with a couple of those things like that, it takes away from the game. You think you're being it's almost like being a parent. Like with my toddler, where like he'll want something or be doing something, and you as the parent, you're like, ooh, do I really want to set a boundary here? Is it really that important? And then you don't. And then you realize, wow, I probably should have set that boundary because now he expects to be able to do this every time he asks. You know, like there's things that need boundaries, and that's okay. And I think that's just life. Yeah, so no, but this is my thing, Stormy, right? If you're gonna get into the weeds of the water and say, oh, it's just gonna squirt out the sides of the locks. Well, now the player says, well, if I find a way that I can prevent both sides from, you know, it's like you're just adding to the conversation. You're adding fuel to the fire of that spell doesn't have the ability to open locks. It's not intended for that use. If you had the knock spell, you could definitely open this lock. And if you had a thieves tool set, you could attempt to pick it. But your create water spell will not open this lock. It will not open this door. Period. Boundary. Right? Like, 3 times a day, wild magic. I guess, Stormy, that's a viable way to kind of set a soft punishment. To be like, yo, like, yeah, this isn't going to work, but you can go ahead and try it. And then they try it, and they mangle the lock, and your thieves' pit tools have a much harder time doing their job as they should. Hope you learned. But I also don't like being like a punishing DM. I'd rather just tell somebody over the table, or even better, say their character knows this without a doubt, that something's gonna happen. I definitely, I'm in the camp of adventurers aren't stupid. So like I tell them when they know something's like good or bad, or if they feel something's dangerous, or you know, I just let them know, because I don't think they shouldn't know. Like they would know. And sometimes as characters, humans, like players, we don't have the best context at all times, right? So I think that's important, kind of just for player knowledge. I like your concept there, Lo. Definitely like a fun idea. Where it's a bit more lighthearted in the magical potency, but like its implications can be grand in the same regard. Oh, there's a little jut right there. That's why I put that there. Put that there for a reason. Dat there. Put dat there. But I mean, like, is I don't know where Pathfinder's rules lie, but I would say, like, is that not where blind fighting comes in? And so, like, I only can contest this for positive thought, right? Like, think in the sense of, I was a monk or a warlock, and I wanted to make a really cool character that was skilled at blind fighting. And now you put in all these checks and rules to allow for players who don't have blind fighting to do blind fighting. Well, what the heck, man? Now I got all these abilities and features that are almost next to useless, right? It's like I could have just avoided that and gone and done something else. So like it's very much like respecting roles and respecting people's decisions, I think, is like where my heart lies for putting up that boundary, for being like, yo, like this doesn't do that. Like you can't do that. Right? It's never for the sake of like limiting somebody's fun or limiting somebody's creativity. It's more or less to ensure that somebody else's intentions are met in kind, right? Um, because what good is a thief who specialized in picking locks if a sorcerer can cantrip open every door, right? Like, it's like, well, I'll just throw my thieves' tools away. Sorry, like. I was mentioning just like my whole concept with not allowing people to do things with things that aren't intended to do that is more or less like to protect players who have made decisions for their character. So like, for example, blind fighting. If a character had specialized in blind fighting, um, and then they see a little bit down the road that other people can get access blind fighting, in a similar manner, well, that player might be a little upset and might not want blind fighting on their character and might want to change some things around now, knowing this. It's like, or like conversely, like with the rogue situation. If a rogue came here saying, "Hey, I'm going to be the sleight of hand junkie. I'm going to pick all these locks for us. That's how I want to help the party." And then you allow that sorcerer to come in with a cantrip and open every door with some ice. Like you're doing a disservice to your rogue. And now the rogue is probably going to have some poor feelings, right? Like, I want to protect those people and those players and their decisions to take on roles and to fit a certain bill, right? And then also, like, the party's going to have to rely on them, and therefore we rely on each other, which creates good role play, creates good teamwork. Um, so it comes from a place of care and kindness when I try to set a boundary or say no to somebody in the game. Like, I'm never doing it because I want to limit or restrict fun, is kind of the premise, is what I'm trying to get at. These are all fair rulings. But, I mean, let's continue, right? These are all fair rulings that already exist in the game. Let's look at the knock spell. The knock spell has limitations. The knock spell has requirements. And the knock spell has a very loud noise that everybody gets to hear. So it's like the spell that they made to allow magic users to open locks has all those things that you guys are just throwing in down here at a different level. So it's like it's just redundant. You're just like it was already done. Like, we'll get there. You wait, wizard. Your cantrip doesn't open this door, but your knock spell can. Just wait. Like, it's already in the game. I'm very much like I stand by not homebrewing stuff or adding stuff to the game that already exists, because that's just redundant. That's just extra prep and silliness. I'm very much here for adding things to the game that don't exist and making rules for people with specific ideas, really creative workarounds, special characters, stuff like that, right? And like, this is like all stuff that like I've tried in the past, and like if now like this is how I feel about it, right? So like this might change. Maybe in more experience and more play, I'll do it more this way that I've been talking about, and I'll realize maybe I don't like it, you know? So I think it was great. I was talking to my good friend, the Lore Master, the other day, and we were just like kind of going, we were tasking ourselves with like little DM things. Like we were like trying to describe certain areas or scenarios um, as a dungeon master would, like very descriptively or without saying certain things. So yeah, like a dungeon. The moral of the story: a dungeon master is always learning. Like we never stop getting better or growing or. Throw fluffy stuff in the thread first instead of all the pigeonholing I've been trying. Maybe a good idea, Jambit. Start light. Don't be that person that just like world dumps the second they're here. Um, I guarantee you, if you're a kind and thoughtful person at the Lore Masters Guild, people will come and answer your stuff and help you with stuff. We're all busy people too, and we're doing our own things, right? So on what you're saying about the knock spell, right? As a DM, as like you love that because it's such a gripping tool that you can use for the party. I feel like dungeon masters don't do that enough. I feel like there's so many other things that would have similar detriments. Like I'm thinking prime example is like somebody uses a gun. Every game that I've played with somebody that uses a gun, never once has the dungeon master been like, "Oh yeah, everybody here's your gun you just shot." Like it's like they have this sniper from 2020 with a freaking compressor on the end of it, and they're pew pew like freaking Metal Gear Solid or something. It's like no, they got muskets and stuff in this world. Like D&D guns are blunderbusses and revolvers, right? Like those things are loud and obnoxious and wieldy. They give away your position. Like somebody was playing like a stealth shooter and they just sat in the same spot and kept shooting. And I'm like, dude, your muzzle flash gave you away first shot. Like, oh, Jambit, of course not. People will read it. There's an idea, right? Just DM around it. Just say, hey, we're just gonna use lasers because that's easier. Okay, let's get some trees here. We'll do trees first, and then I love how the river cuts through the forest and cuts through this mountain over here. Very cool. Bada bing, woods. Go grab our pine trees. And again, we just go quick because we're outlining, and then when the map's off, we can actually look at what we're doing. And like with this, it's like it's really cool, but like it's super easy for me to like stay within the parameters of the map. Like it just like almost automatically looks exactly like what you want it to look like. Just because we're just tracing and you know using topography and layers to our advantage here. The ice sheet begins! Definitely has some weird logistical world building issues. First and foremost, they created this new character called the GIF, which is a hippopotamus creature. They're from space. That's not the issue. The issue is that this race is all about wielding guns, and they have all these abilities that makes them cool for shooting guns. But I'm over here like this hippo has 3 huge fingers. How the hell are they managing a gun? How do they reload it? Where does their finger fit on the trigger? Is every single gun made for a GIF refitted for a hippopotamus? Like, what? Is that a bigger caliber because their hands are huge so the barrel's huge? Like, there's no conversation on that anywhere. And that's, I'm like, what? I'm all here for fantasy, but like, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, so low dime, I will definitely. Do you do the zoom in tip trick? So like, watch what we're gonna do here. I've got my outlines, so I want to go to overlays. Say I want to go to place floor tiles. Any of these auto gen features, they always catch you. Or even just saving your map. Zoom in. Zoom in all the way like I am right now. You're in a render program, so if you can see it, your computer has to render that pixel. If it doesn't see it, that pixel is like stored somewhere else. It's not fully rendering it. So it's like this is gonna go boop, 2 seconds. Yeah, we were just talking about that actually. Oh, I say that, and here I go. I get a lag tuft. Normally is the case. There we go. Let's see if I can get in here. Make that jagged. And then come back in. Add this one. Put it way out here. Yeah, there we go. So that curator's touch, baby. Now we're just, what I really wanted to get was those triangles, those jaggeds. Those are really going to make it look like exactly like it's supposed to look. The river is god awful. Let's touch it up. Yes, it definitely does. So I think before you got here, that's the trick I was pulling. So you zoom in, save your map, and two things about that. When you're zoomed in, less work. A, B, if you're on a really small map, so another trick is to have a dummy map that's like 2 tiles by 2 tiles. That always is your last save. But I think just saving in a zoom in is the next best thing because I don't want to have to open two maps when I open up. I like coming back to what I'm working on. So yeah, things to consider. Try to just like set your computer up for success. You know, optimization is tough here in 2024. And I'm not even being like facetious or like making a joke. Like it's the current issue for computers and gaming right now is just optimization. Things are much harder than they should be. Yeah, of course. I mean, honestly, like these tips aren't even my own. This is just the Dungeon Alchemist community. A lot of it comes from Mac, the community manager, who's just awesome. Such a big help. And then just in general, like just the Discord. Like, there's so many things you can find on their forums. Um, Very often, you can just ask a quick question and somebody will help you out. You know, there's a lot of stuff for us there, which is awesome. Like, support is awesome because, you know, sometimes it's nice. You just got a question, you know? You just got a little concern. It's nothing wild. But you're like, just like, what if? I wonder, you know? Stuff like that. Alright, that river looks much better now. A little more windy. Just want to get a little in there. Cut it back. So actually, I mean, let's just check it out, check it out, check it out. That's what I'm thinking, something like that. Perfect, and then like a rock lobster. So I guess something I'll come and do like after the fact, post haste. Oops. And then like even what's some no. Oh dang it, I did not want to hit that button right now. What's my favorite silly Reddit idea for stuff like that? It's like the butcher who has one cow, and like the cow is just continuously like regenerated and fixed through magic, but like the cow is like endlessly their close. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Huh? Little waterfalls? We'll have to see what the customer thinks. Okay, river's fixed. Let's get some coloration on there. Let's get some painting. No, I want that to be grass. Oh, actually, this is interesting. The left center tile is from the Keep on the Borderlands from 1979. It was written for Basic, which came out the original in 2021. In an effort to expand upon the wilderness, the only touch that manages to keep a funhouse feel had used such as a T-Rex being released from the ice sheet and displacer beasts near the wrecked spacecraft. Wait, there's a wrecked spacecraft on this map? And the map that Stormy is talking about is this tile right here. I'll zoom in. So this tile it was like the very first map that was made, and then they wanted to expand on this, and so then they did all these maps and made a 15 tile world. I like leaving some of these little rock out juts, like do, just to give it shape. There you go. There we are. Yes, Lo, that is very much the sentiment, is that poor cow. It's very much a very grim, dark concept in theory, but, you know. Let's not, we don't have to contest whether or not it will exist or won't exist. We could just, say, hey, we don't need to know it exists. And that's kind of how I play my Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, there can be bad things in my world, but we're not going to rub our noses in them. There's no need for that to be the story we're telling. We can talk about so many other things. It is the world of fantasy. There are so many things to talk about. Yeah. And that's really not even that much gold, Stormy. Coming around the mountain, coming around the bend. See how we did the topography? We just traced out where our trees should be. Now we're going to do the coloration on the map. We're going to get it just, you know, looking like the regions and zones exist. Mountains have highs, valleys got lows, rivers are rivers, and there's some beds near them. What's your next project, Lo? You just did like a bandit running, a fleeing bandit, I believe. Let's see. Here we are. Looks really good right now. Makes me want to come back and change this a bit. As there's just too much dirt for my liking. Yeah, this is gonna brighten it up a bit too. It already looks better. Beautiful. Some little in there. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Sexy, sexy. All right, so you see what I got going on here? So this is still a little thick, but we could leave it just because it could be like a big banking. I'll come in here a little bit, but like here we see the grass kind of get a little bit dirty and then a little bit rocky as we get higher, and then just straight rock, and then lower we're gonna come down here. We're gonna get into these valleys, and it's gonna be really rich green, all green. So I'm trying to just like leave this like a look and a style. Everything's got its own little style. But I am starting to get clicked out, as we know brushing is difficult in DA. Takes a lot of clicks because you can't really drag too much. Yeah, it looks better. Looking better. That's fine. Try and get this as thin as I can get it. I do really appreciate how detailed you're allowed to get with Dungeon Alchemist. And like again, this is like something I always say. Can I delete? Yeah, I don't know how. Yes, I do know how. There you go, buddy. Let's see. Let's get our rocky tops. One more. Just kind of continue this ridge I was kind of making over here. Ridge. Some light dirt and rubble. Rubble on the double. And I love, my favorite thing about the when you're brushing is like the rocks will fit inside, like the dirt fits inside things. How'd you accidentally put that in here? What were you trying to put? I hate when I do that. Gorgeous. Two monitors. Yeah, you're clicked into one, and then you thought you're clicked into the other. You typed and press enter. I feel for you, bro. It's very much my life with like my stream capture and like OBS and all that jazz. Like it's like every now and then you just make a misclick, and that misclick can just have implications, you know? Oh, did I just get a new technique for my medicines? I think I did. I think I like that because it's fast. I'm still stuck on Owlbear Rodeo just because it's free, it's easy, and it's light enough for me to use it the way I want it. You got to put a lot of stuff into Foundry. You definitely don't just like turn Foundry on and it's like everything you want it to be. You gotta do all that legwork. And like boot up all the things you want to have in it, get everything set up. If you're using maps and stuff, you gotta like give them like you gotta give them like load points and like all these like if you want to have them connect to each other, like all those little tricks and gimmicks, you gotta do that. So it's like it's really great in the sense of you can customize things and really get creative with how you want your stuff to look, as the program gives you some freedom. But in the other side of things, it's like you gotta get to that freedom. So the user interface isn't necessarily like the easiest in that regard. I really dislike 2FA in the beginning, but now I kind of like it. At first, I was just lazy, and I was like, "Oh, this is annoying. Why do I need this?" But now it's like our entire life and world is on the computer, and like people are just out there every day trying to hustle your stuff. Like they exist. They're out there. Like how many times has somebody freaking tried to spam me on off my Twitch channel? How many times has someone tried to? I don't even answer phone calls anymore because phone calls are just spammers. Um, like it's like, yeah. I feel like same as last time. I'm just gonna leave this sitting without the trees. And maybe some random snow piles. I don't know. Definitely is not gonna be any grass up here. Hmm. Yeah, I like this. Cause I'm using the Rocky Badlands. Got that rock. So I haven't used this rock. It's a little bit darker too, so I think it fits the bill. Yeah. I open all files on Discord on my phone. So at the very least, I can just get rid of my phone. And my computer, my pride and joy, my baby, doesn't take doesn't take any hits. Is not the most foolproof plan, but it definitely helps. Yeah, I think just two waterfalls on either side of that will really denotate the height. And that's also why, like, for these, I want it, like, right here, I think it's a waterfall right here. Right on the crest, you see that line, how it kind of cuts through here like this? Just so you can, like, add to those lines. If you think, if you give your brain little signals that things are going down on a line that also goes down, it makes it look like it's going down, you know? Like, same thing with, like, coloration, right? You just denotate that this is rocky, and you're like, oh, Rockies are up high. That's where mountains are, you know. So on top of the topography look, like with this, you know, because when you do this, it really shrinks it down sometimes. Which I believe there's a way you can have the map be like this. I got to play around with it a bit. I think this is going to be really important with the topography of this. Fair enough, man. The more you know about computing, that's the other thing about computers is like I grew up as a millennial. I thought it was like, oh, I get to know what computers do and like these things, and I'm gonna be one of the no, I'm so like computer illiterate. It's crazy. I'm like, how did we come this far? All right, well, we're coming up just on 2 hours here, minus breaks and rambling. Just gonna throw my overlay up. We're gonna get ready for the next tile, and I mean the pace is pretty firm. It's like it's almost 2 tiles in 2 hours. I'm just under 2 tiles in 2 hours. I think that's a great pace. Save. Yeah, right, Lo. Like we're like the old millennials. Like we're just on the cusp of like we shouldn't even be millennials. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's definitely what it is. It's like it takes a lot of commitment to learning stuff, and it's like I'm trying to figure my life out. I'm trying to just be like a successful adult. You know, like I ain't got time to figure out how to prevent myself from being hacked. Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of loopholes and stuff and legal ways to get around doing stuff. So for even besides that, like so like the current scam that anyone's like currently like hearing about or talking about is like, you know, like your old grandma, right? Who transfers money over to like set account, yada yada bing, you know, like that's legal. Like there's nothing illegal about calling somebody and asking them for money or asking them for a gift. Like, can you buy this iTunes gift card for me? You know, like that's just like haggling or you know, like bartering on the street, right? Gifts aren't illegal. Conversations aren't illegal, you know. And like there's like entire companies that do it. And not only that, like you can just get into like people who are using, you know, secret IPs, rotating IPs. People are from out of state. So like that's the best one, right? Like you can have as many laws as you want, Stormy, about hacking, right? Who cares? I'm from a different country. I don't follow your laws, you know. But yeah, I think that's it as far as maps for me today. It's always important with stuff like this to like to keep it fresh. I don't want to burn myself out. My arm still gets tired pretty quick, and also you know, I'm having fun, so I want to keep having fun. So like next time I get on, I'm gonna have good thoughts about this. It's great progress. As Stormy said, this is like a really old map from D&D's past. So I'm really excited about this project in general. I'm almost like honored to bring this map of Mike's world into the 21st century, right? Into, you know, 3D full fantasy Dungeon Alchemist capacity map. You know, like it's high time. It's high time. So I'm definitely gonna this. We'll have this over on my Patreon. We'll definitely people will get to see this. I'm excited for people to use this. Um, my last customer pretty much was like, "Yo, like you should put your tag on this. Why don't you have a seal on this anywhere?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" So I think before I finish this map, I will have to go into the workshop and make myself a Caretographer's tag. Maps by Caretographer in some aspect. What do you think, Lo? Any ideas? You don't? Do you sign your work? It's kind of hard to sign a 3D model, hey? Well, I guess not, but like, yeah, watermark. What do you use? What's your watermark? May I ask? Can I see it? Do you have it somewhere? Oh, oh. You can send it. You can Discord it to me if you want. Doodaloo. Oh, nice. I've probably seen it before. Which one? What is it? I can't find it. Is it just your headshot? No. Is it, I'll just let me look around a bit more. Like some of your images. Oh, is it just patreon.com/lowdime? Yeah, that's all it is. It's just literally just like a grayed out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh my God. So tell me about it. I try to link specific links to my Patreon files. Like I'll have a map that I'll be like, hey, I want to link this map, and like the tag is so freaking damn long, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I definitely. It's nice to have things because so this is what I have to keep. I keep reminding myself, Lo. Right? We'll be like we're like little creators together here on our little path to success. It's branding. You know, so at first I was like, I don't want to put watermarks on my map. I've been that dude who wants a free map, and you know, like this map, this little watermarks in my way. Let me go Photoshop it anyways. You know, like I've been that person, so I don't want to like push those people away. And I give away all my PNGs on my Patreon for free anyways. I feel like you know battle maps should be free to play with. Um, but like in the same breath, it's like, well, if someone's gonna use my tag and just see the map and delete my tag, that's cool. But at least they saw my tag. They deleted my advertisement, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm big on collections now too. I think it's really good for maps too. Where like I have like my Lyceum College as the college collection. So like all the college maps will be in that one collection. I have
my dreaming world, which is a project that's been put away because I have all these other projects going. Oh, that's fair. Honestly, I think it's a great marketing strategy. I think when you step into the realms of STLs and 3D art, it's a little bit easier for you to like kind of have like creators rights because it's you can't just copy and paste a 3D model like you can a PNG or a battle map in that regard, Um, but in the same sense, like it's just good marketing. I think you the way you have your Patreon setup is nice. I'm still working on mine. The big deal with mine is just content. So it's like I have things kind of set up just to have a place to throw my content in right now. And once I get more content and more organized content and stuff, and more offerings, my Patreon will kind of like change and grow a little bit. The framework of it is kind of set the way I want it. So that's good, Jam. I'm just I'm just chilling for the rest of the day. It's Friday. I get to hang out with the kiddo tonight. It's Dada Bowen Day. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Lo. And I definitely think it's cool finding peers and fellow individuals try and do the same work. We build each other up. I'm very much a person who doesn't think things are done by themselves. Oh yeah, straight chilling. All right, cool, nice. That is the vibe. I guess let's play some games. Does anybody want to play some games? Let's play some Helldivers, I guess. I don't think anybody's over on my discords, so I'm just alone, alone, all by myself. Nobody to play games with me. Yeah, happy customer. I don't know, Lo. Do you do like custom commissions ever? Oh, you're leaving. Okay, get back to work, my friend. You do. Okay, so just real quick, I'm doing this map I'm doing is commission work and I've been streaming it and I invited, my customer to come watch. I was like, "Hey, be a viewer." They gave me a follow, right? But like also like they're sitting here watching it and just like commenting behind the scenes like, "Hey, this looks really good so far." Like, "Oh, don't forget that this looks like that." It's almost like I have the customer sitting right next to me while I make while I make the art for them. It's really helpful. And that's honestly when you do commissions, it's the hardest thing is bridging what the customer wants and what you as the creator is going to make, and just that conversation. Um, so yeah, I'm really liking this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, get out of here, Lo. Go get some work done, buddy. Have a good day, my friend. Let's check. Lancer's off. Yeah, I'll do some diving. I don't think there are any rules as far as like you, as long as you're using their program, you're fine. Haven't run into anything yet. However, one thing I do know. Oh, I should have snoozed that.
Super Earth, our home. Prosperity. Liberty. Hi there. Democracy. Our way of life. Oh, hello. But freedom doesn't come free. No! Sweet liberty! No! Look familiar? Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Join the Helldivers. Become part of an elite force.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun dun da da. Ba-da-dun, da-da-da.
Democracy throughout the galaxy.
All right, all right, all right.
Managed democracy calls for aid. Only you can answer, Helldiver. We must tear free our galaxy from the affliction of bug and bot alike.
Initiating orbit synchronized. Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat, Helldivers to Hellpods.
What kind of mission are we going into?
Eradicate.
Oh, okay.
And we have mechs apparently.
Yes, sir. You haven't used them yet?
One time. They're pretty good, but I
Yeah,
didn't understand them.
Busted, man.
Hellpod launch initiated.
There we are. That's me. Bada bing. Thank you, Storm. There should be about 15 samples on this
Oh, I
this
already
little
see
planet.
fucking meteor storms, goddammit.
400 bugs. 400 fucking bugs.
Today the light of liberty will grace the skies of this world once more.
Requesting tac pack. Calling down a sentry.
Deploying sentry.
Requesting sentry.
Yo, you just fucking. Nah, that's crazy.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Those things are big.
Hey, one, you might want to move, bro. I think my mortar about to not be good with you, bro.
Tunnel breach. Requesting advanced weaponry.
No, some hunters just took out all our turrets.
Orbital inbound.
Get some. Get some.
Yo, everyone's like, huh, it's too hard. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, just get yourself a Patriot exosuit. They literally had to scale the game for this entire fucking mech. Like, Yeah, there should be about 10 more samples around the map. They should just be like around in a circle. Yeah, boy. Sorry, N3.
I think I got him with the 500 milligram. That dude's fucking dead. Yo, mech dude, help me out behind you, bro. I'm getting fucking chased. I'll hide behind you. I'm just asking, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a charger.
I was out of rockets anyways.
Damn, you just killed my ass.
Not today! Calling it Reporting to the front.
Another Bile Titan? I don't have an orbital or anything.
Say hello to democracy!
Oh, you fucked him. What are you? Oh, the mech. Damn. I dropped I'm dropping a mortar. You might want to get away from enemies. Oh, damn, you got sick.
Calling down a sentry. Requesting sentry. Calling down a sentry.
Charger right here.
Nice, 9 samples. We're looking good. Yeah, definitely. It's just a matter of getting yourself a channel, a format,
Right inside the,
you know, generating advertisement, right?
Oh, you fucking destroyed it.
We make maps all the time, right? That's not the crux of business. The crux of business always is leads and more leads, right? And that's kind of honestly 100K is a little high. I'm setting my goal line at around 50K, which translates into about $1,000 a week. But like the other thing you got to remember is like, I mean, if you're working 8-hour shifts, you get a lot more work done. I'm not working 8-hour shifts yet because I am, I am still recovering, as you know. So I'm not trying to like push myself too hard. But also I feel like, yeah, like you said, like a portfolio of maps, like in that regard, like once you have a lot of content in a place and like a channel, like your Patreon, right? Like so Caretographer's Patreon, once I have like 30, 40 maps that somebody can look through and pick through, you know, you have like a repertoire. People actually like see some of your stuff. They see your work. They can already of just the few things that I've done, the Lyceum College and other works like that look good enough for that people are interested in my work, right? So I've already done like the Cirque Magnifique is another one, right? So I've already done a fair amount of work that can be used as advertising, but then it's, you know, just regular networking at the end of the day. Like the map I'm working on right now was through a Discord. It wasn't from Patreon. It wasn't a message that somebody reached out. It was me posting in Discord and being like, "Hey, like I just finished my last commission. Does anybody need something done?" And just doing that hustle work, right? My goal is to find enough people that, you know, need maps, battle maps on a regular interval that just, you know, want to give me like $5-10 a week for me to pump them out a map for their weekly session. You get a couple people like that. You really start increasing the amount of content you're making now. You know, so yeah, definitely. I mean, why not? I mean, if you're not, I don't know what your career looks like, but mine is pretty much in shambles, especially considering the fact that like physically I can't really do too much. So I'm here's me trying to find a new career, and like I said, my goal is to kind of find a way to make about $1,000 a week, between streaming, map making, for now, I'm gonna need a part-time job to help, kind of boost me to that 1,000 until I, generate some more work and generate some more content. But I definitely think the big deal is like resellability with maps, right? Yeah, so you're very much in a similar position that I'm at right now, Storm. It's like you have a very creative mindset, fantasy like the back of your hand, you make maps,
Hell divers to hell pods.
right? So,
Hell divers
the only
to
thing that's
hell
stopping you
pods.
is your own network and your own confidence at that point, right? Just do it. And if it's small time, small fry, who cares? So it's like, say you get one person the next 2 months that gives you $20 for a map. Cool. Now you got $20. Like, go fucking buy yourself something nice. Go get a lunch. Like, that's how it starts. It's that first step. It's always that first step. Yeah, I feel you on that as well. But I mean, I think that's what's cool about maps is it it's a very stimulating activity that we tend to enjoy. I think that it's another exciting idea that patching together a hold on, Rover Flamer. Patching together a work week, with that has several facets to it, can be super nice in certain sense, right? Like for somebody with ADHD. Um, I get several different activities to do that stimulate me, and I don't get burnt out on any of those activities because I'm not just doing one of them for 40 hours. So I really like the idea of creating like a self-employed future where it's like, a little bit here, a little bit there. I think getting like a paid to play D&D session a week is a great starting point for me as well. So we'll get a pay to play session together. I'll get some map moving. Hopefully, in time the stream will pick up and I'll get some more traction there. Right when you get affiliate, as you know, you're not just like making money. You still got to build up a significant following, which I've done a good job. In 2 months, I've doubled my my following, right? All right, here we go, boys. Keep your ears to the ground. In the pipe, 5x5.
Sending in an eagle.
Requesting air support.
Requesting air support. At liberty.
Yeah,
Calling down supplies.
those usurpers pushing propaganda in our liberal state.
Dropping a pin. 200 meters.
That is definitely the biggest thing that you're doing. And honestly, it's almost like for the longest time, I always thought, like, when I was younger, I was like, oh, I need to have some cool stream content. I need to get, like, really good at League of Legends to stream, or who cares, And it's not true. When streaming, the hardest thing and the thing that takes the most work is building your community and just get biled. And everybody misses their 500s. We tried. We all missed. I should have thrown it short. I just got biled. Nice Orby. The railgun's not enough anymore. I have another 500. Someone want gets me in here. So yeah, you're totally right. It's building a community. That's always what it is, and that's the thing about business. And honestly, like think about our current economy in the world. You know, like,
Ready to liberate.
eat grenades. Freaking spawned in on 3 hunters. The current economy is pretty much just like is networking, right? Social media, TikTokers, influencers, all that jazz. It doesn't matter what you're doing. People will sit there with a mask on and say, "I'm not gonna talk until this happens." That's their content. Guess what? They did it for long enough and found enough people and marketed themselves well enough that they have 2,000 people watching their shit. You know, like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Humble yourself. You know, at the end of the day, it's just putting in the hours and putting in the work with almost everything. Just showing up.
Sending in an eagle. Unleashing democracy.
Making progress.
Eagle 1 returning to destroyer for resupply. Dropping a pin. North, 300 meters. Throwing supply beacon.
Dude, when the grenade's so good, it just takes out the whole patrol.
Reloaded.
Oh, when the grenade's so good, you just kill your partner? Sorry, bud.
Throwing grenade.
Oh, you know what am I doing? Freaking torch this thing. I forgot. I had flamer.
New canister.
Get out of the way, get out of the way. Oh.
There's something here.
Yes and no. You know, like, like it's gonna happen, but like also like there's a community for everything. So it's like you might think that like you're not entertaining enough, but there's people who don't want that much entertainment. There's people who just want somebody to chill and like. Why am I stuck here? No. What? Yes, thank you. They stole all the ammo. So like it's yes and no. Like there's very much a community for everything. There's a larger community for silly people doing silly stuff. Just think of it in the sense of how many people like to laugh and how many people play Dungeons and Dragons. What's the difference? You know? How many people like to laugh and play Dungeons and Dragons?
Calling in an eagle.
Are you kidding me?
Rare sample acquired.
Every Parker, get out! Sorry. I don't even have grenades to take that out.
Canister's empty.
Yeah, I brought chaos.
Requesting air support. How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Time to torch him! Yeah, get it! Eat my fire! I love that they made the flamethrower fun to play with.
I'm hit! Sweet liberty!
Alright, let's get out of here.
Tagging map. West. Far.
Yeah, definitely true. True words.
Calling down supplies.
Um,
Sending down equipment package.
but like, yeah, I mean, for example, it's like, so it's like you could say, oh, like I tend to have 5 or 6 streamers or viewers for my D&D content, right? It never really gets like that high. But then it's like I have several people who rate me all the time. Shropshire, Killer Bits, like they have like 20, 40 people watching them like all the time, you know? So it's like over the years you start to find more people that like you and want to just be your friend and like your content, and you know that's the show that's good for them. Freaking burn, man!
Canister's empty.
Ah!
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
Die! Jeez.
Got a sample. Reloading. Sending in an eagle. Rare sample acquired. Say hello to democracy.
Can you throw that resupply in here? I think it was like just right here. Whatever. Oh wow, I'm in the top 4%? No way.
Rare sample acquired.
I definitely feel like it's it's not an evenly distributed place. So like the closer you get to the upper 1%, similar to our economy, the bigger those channels are, and I mean like big. It's crazy to think like I'm in the upper 5% when, you know, like other people have like 12,000 people watching them at one time, you know, like
Sending in an eagle.
Attack underway.
Requesting air support.
ooh. Yes! Feel my democracy! My democracy is hot for you. Oh! Stalker, no!
Canister's empty.
No! Just chuck me down a hill.
Freedom never sleeps.
Jesus. We gotta be right next to a stalker lair. I'm just gonna ignore this dude. Oh! Nice, awesome. That makes me feel good.
Have a taste.
I see the spewer. I'm making the run.
Sending in an
I think that's close enough. Yes! Ah! Muscle enhancement! Yo! Motherfucker, get off of me! Oh, motherfucker! No! Dodge! Oh! Somebody help me! I did the mad run! I did the mad run! Oh, what was... Oh! Ricky, what's going on? Word, okay, yeah, so, and it's like that, and people who have, like, say, like 1,000 viewers, they gotta be in, like, the 0.1%, you know?
Deploying equipment package.
How about it? Calling down a support weapon.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Oh, that's all set.
Dropping a pin. East. Far.
We should go down and take care of that.
South. Far.
I'm stuck here.
Calling in reinforcements.
This bile's got me stuck.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Tagging map. East. 50 meters. Requesting walker. My leg. Sending in an eagle.
I'm doing good, Ricky. We're just hanging out. I did about 2 hours of map making, and then decided I didn't want to, work too hard today, as I gotta watch the kiddo tonight. So I'm just playing some games to relax right now.
Marking location. South.
11 average. That's about like twice of where I'm at right now. So yeah, that'd be a great accomplishment if I could double what I'm doing right now.
Terminate hive structure destroyed.
Almost there.
Dropping a pin. Northeast. Far.
Thanks, man. Yeah, definitely. I've been working pretty hard at it. Some days feel better than others, right? But I think it's the same with any job, anything you do. I think the big difficulty with fucking he dies the second he kills me. That is so dumb. Yeah, I definitely think there's an inundation of people streaming their gameplay. And, you know, as with anything, if there's a whole bunch of things, it's like, well, who's going to say you're going to be the one that people want to watch? And I see plenty of streams where there's 20, 30 people watching someone's game. And it's like, well, they'll probably play another game after that, you know, and they like watching that. So, like, it's hard to get into that atmosphere when there's a lot of competition. And that's kind of was a little bit of my angle with, like, my design is like, hey, what have I been doing on my Discord channel with my friends? We sit here and we talk about D&D. What do we do when we do that? We prep our worlds and we help each other with our worlds. I'm like, let's just find other people that do that and I'll just do it while I stream, right? Like, it's literally content in and of itself. Hey, what's your homebrew? Stinks. Let's read it. Let's talk about it. That's a little overpowered. You want to know how many times I've had that conversation on Lore Masters Guild? Countless. I was like, Jambit's like, oh, I don't know where to put my stuff. Put it on. Come to Lore Masters, y'all. We do this. Like, we live it. We're living and talking about fantasy all day long. Nice, eradicate a nest quick. There's another one down here. Three samps. Yeah, you gotta come clear these nests so you don't get samps. Let's find some samples, yo.
Sending in an eagle. Calling in reinforcement. Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Frog hive. Requesting air support.
There we go. Let's find samples. Yeah, we got plenty of time to kill, yo. Yeah, 100%, and that's literally like just it. Like, it's fantasy prep and like not even just prep, but like character making, um, uh, background concept, pretty much everything in the game. Nothing in D&D is done is alone. Like, we never play D&D alone. It's very rare. There are a few solo games that happen, but like 9 times out of 10, like we play with people. And I always make the joke and say like D&D is more like managing people and it's less, you know, playing games, because without the people you can't play the game. So in that same regard, when you're making stuff and you're thinking about the game, like, to have nobody to talk about that with is just like counterintuitive to what D&D is. It's like the whole point is of this character is for other people to see it and to think it's cool with me, and for it to mesh and blend with what they would like to see in the game as well, right? So like, I don't want to make something that's completely blind to what other people see and like and want about the game. Yeah, I'm gonna let them reinforce over there as I do my mad freaking sample run. But yeah, a lot of times people just want to share their ideas. And it's very trivial, and it can be, I guess, like a childish concept, but it's like, it's just how humans are. We have hobbies, we have things that we're interested in, and we like to share those with people, you know? That's just how we are. Hey, I did this cool thing that wasn't work, because all we do is freaking work. Oh, I might die. Oh, I found a bunker, but nobody's here to bunker with me.
Requesting air support.
Run! Alright, it's time to get back to the homies. I can't open that bunker.
Eagle 1 withdrawing to rearm.
Where are they dropping all these samples? Samples are over here. Yeah, I'm not trying to call you guys in over here. I'm not trying to be rude, so I'm just collecting samples. There was a bunker over here, but there's nobody here to help me open it. Actually, no credits for us. BG3 is solo D&D. But here's me playing it, and I just only play it with my friends because yeah, I like friendship. But also like it's a video game. It's not the same as D&D. It doesn't scratch the same itch as D&D. It's the same but different.
Calling down a support weapon. Sending in an eagle.
I definitely think that's like one of the primary reasons why BG3 blew up is because it is the solo D&D that all of us like to do in between our D&D. Also, it's a very easy way for people to get introduced into Dungeons and Dragons who haven't played it before because they're like, oh, it's just so much role playing and oh, I make a character. And I was like, oh, here's a video game. Click, click, click. Oh, I guess I do like D&D. You know, like, so yeah, I think there's several several things. Oh, I'm already by the extract. Booyah, let's call it. I'll wait like 30 seconds and then I'll call an extract. And that's literally it. That is why D&D will always be D&D and you can't make anything better than D&D. It's because creativity knows no bounds. Being able to roleplay a chair made out of pasta is fun. And because your video game can't give you a chair made out of pasta, it can never be as fun. And that's like a random example, like, you know, not like pasta chair, but you know, like that. It's the point. Oh god, they're running into a bile. Y'all are running right into a bile.
Calling in orbital strike. Sending in an eagle.
Here comes the cavalry.
Come this way. Eat me! Eat me! Oh, now he's coming!
Requesting air support.
Run! Yes! Oh my die!
Sending in an eagle.
No, wait a minute!
Reinforcing.
Yeah, I think Pathfinder 2e is like, you take the training wheels off of, D&D. D&D's at heart, at its core, is like a really, really simple system. And there's a lot of things that are just glossed over and just like left up to, you know, a simple ruling. Which all serves a purpose, which is important. But like people who play like fantasy games for longer periods of time, you know, similar to yourself, tend to like stuff with a bit more agency in that regard, you know. Also, there's just like a lot of balance issues in 5e.
Requesting walker. Requesting sentry. Calling down a walker.
Okay, I got my samples. 18 and 8. Nice, solid samples, everybody. Yeah, I think that's the reason it's easily homebrewed is because the system is so simple, right? And it leaves a lot of things that you're like, oh, there really isn't a ruling for this, or there really isn't a feature for that, you know. And then like at the end of the day, because it's not balanced that well, you end up scaling stuff all the time and doing all that work. So it's like, well, now I've been homebrewing to begin with, so let's just keep on homebrewing. 26 on that hit. Let's go, baby.
Air support. Calling in reinforcements.
Sending in an eagle.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Eagle 1 returning to destroyer for resupply.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Orbital inbound.
Reloading.
Yeah, give him the torch.
Clear landing zone.
Yeah, that's one of the things I do respect about the Pathfinder system is the no restrictor cap skill check concept, where like quite literally,
Landing in progress.
you know, like there's no maximum adder to something, and you can keep going and keep going and keep going. Oh no! And if that's in the regard of like I'm a character and I want to specialize in one thing really early in the game, so like whenever I persuade, I always have like a 20.
Ready to liberate. Reinforcing.
Launch countdown complete. We have to leave now. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning.
You know, so if it's in that regard, or of like, hey, I just choose, so you have that agency of like, well, I don't want to have +2 in this and +2 in that and +2 in that. Like you can really just focus things in Pathfinder, and in that same regard, like it's almost like cute in the sense of like, oh, a god is just somebody who has like +30 to hit, and a god is somebody who just like has more spell, you know, so it's like it's very attainable. It makes sense. It's tangible. Yeah, definitely better balanced. But you got to remember, I mean, I guess like Pathfinder 2e came out after 5e. And I'm pretty when did Pazio switch off of D&D?
Liberty is victorious.
I'm gonna get myself an agua.
Welcome aboard, Helldiver.
Oh! Who nuked my screen? Got a Helldiver.
Helldiver, a moment of your time, please.
Somebody nuked my screen. 2018. Yeah, that's not for 6 years. So it's not that long ago. That's like. Did Pazio? When did 2e come out?
Mission coordinates locked.
Hellpods primed.
Definitely takes time. Yeah, for sure.
Engaging orbital thrusters. Orbit synchronized. Allied destroyer has left squadron.
Manage democracy. Yeah, so very much in that regard, Pathfinder was a system that kind of was probably created to be more mathematically sound, have that higher scaling, makes sense. That's 1e, and then 2e is the combination of 5e and one of the big creators of 5e, and you know taking 1e Pathfinder and merging them. So yeah, like I got a lot of respect for the system and stuff. I just think for me and where I'm at right now is like it's just easier for me to not learn a whole new system. I'd rather just make content and role play with what I have. Because for me the game's more about role play and less about the system. What's up, yo? I'm just kicking. Check the VOD out. Doing a couple hell dives. It's warming up though. Spring is here. I think it's finally spring. Can we say it's spring? Let's put my screen up quick. I think I'll drop one more time, do another match, and then I'll get out of here. Good enough. Oh. Let's see. Nuclear radar. Increased ammo. That's a big one to have. If it'll let me buy anything. It's being weird.
Greetings, Helldiver. The galactic war awaits.
Mission coordinates. Allied destroyer has joined squadron.
Oh, nice. Level 50.
Engaging orbital thrusters. Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to
Oh, Savage, you booted me? Just put your match on private. If you want to drop by yourself, put your match on private. Now I understand. This is why everybody be crying on Reddit. It's like, what is the point? People are just gonna keep coming into your party during the match. Like, put your shit on private.
Democracy calls for aid.
Save myself 30 seconds.
Answer, Helldiver.
mission coordinates. Allied destroyer has joined squadron. Engaging orbital thrusters. Orbit synchronized. Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods. Allied destroyer has joined squadron.
Alright, alright.
Allied destroyer has left squadron. Hellpod launch suspended.
Boop. The fun's gone. I'm gonna drop stream, just go lay down for an hour or so. Take it easy, Storm. It's always nice to chill. Hope you have a good day.